Definitely disgruntled.
Oh no.
We can't have disgruntled murmurings.
I need them to be gruntled, not disgruntled.
I'm back. Hello, sorry.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So Ben said you had homework.
Yeah, I remember. I thought I messaged you. I'm sorry.
Well, you did. I just didn't know if you'd perhaps expanded upon your response.
Not in great detail, no.
It's okay.
It's not super detailed, but it's generally that reason. Ugh. And my computer still doesn't want to work, but I'm here.
Just go loom over Ryan.
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry.
Just use his computer.
He doesn't need it.
Exactly.
That's what two monitors
Well, it's just-
are for.
It's like my computer won't even turn off. It's like, oh, you want to turn off to reset? No. And then it's like, oh, you want me to connect to the internet? No.
Is
Like,
it a
what do you want
laptop?
from me? No, it's a PC. There's no power.
Go fix it, Ryan.
I don't
Computer,
know.
what's the big deal? What are you doing?
Well, I unplugged the weird little thing that connects to the internet, and I put it in the front, thinking that might help. That did not help.
So you disconnected the weird little thing that connects to the internet and plugged it in the front.
Yeah.
Amanda, did you try reversing that?
No. Well,
Putting
It
back
wasn't
where it
working.
was plugged in?
it wasn't working in the back. It's like a USB drive to pick up the internet.
Oh, so you have an Ethernet port in the front of your computer. That's pretty
Right.
unique.
It's a USB thing.
Ben's mind went where my mind went. Phone jack plugged into a different socket. I was like, oh, well, that might be why your internet's not working anymore.
It's a Netgear thing.
Yeah, it's a USB dongle, but shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah. If you have to rely on the dongle. Those things are just so unreliable.
Damn dongles. The fuck.
My dongle has failed me many a time over the life.
I'm gonna have to get a new dongle.
I can't
Why?
just buy a new one.
Yeah, I can. That's what Amazon's for.
Don't worry, Jeremy. That stuff's covered by your health insurance.
Haha. I totally have health insurance. Oh
Not
shit, I actually
America.
do. I forgot.
And like, it won't even bring up the list. Like, it's just like, no, there's no such thing as the internet. God damn it.
That is unfortunate.
But I'm here, and if I roll, I'll just succeed anyways, so it's fine.
And this is true. And besides, I can roll anything that needs to be rolled from your character sheet.
That's fair too, I guess.
That way, if she fails, we'll know he did it wrong.
Yeah.
Yep. Like right now, I have a feeling.
Wait, are you telling me Blake never fails?
Have you seen her fail?
Literally
Yes.
never.
I call shenanigans. How'd she end up with us?
It's called owing
She
favors.
owes people. Yeah,
I say, look at that.
they cashed in their favors.
But man, I just rolled a investigation check, relying on your charisma to see what sort of information you could pry out of people. And
With
you
a
succeeded.
total of 7 dice.
8
So-
dice actually, but
8. Sorry, that's a metric shit ton.
hey,
Yeah, Blake's fantastic. She never fails because she's beautiful.
No, to
just
Rain's
the
point
fact of
though.
the
So then,
universe.
how did you get so stuck with us?
Look, she's
Something
cashing in
definitely
favors.
would have had to go wrong at some point.
Not because of her though.
Sure.
Look, you just keep reading your book over there. Stop asking questions.
Probably.
Where's
because
Jay and
that way
Bishop
Max-
whenever you need them?
That way
Just
Maxwell
framing.
Clark owes her a favor.
Did you guys know that Carthage was a vampire city? The fuck?
so was Rome.
Yeah, but I knew that part. I just got to the Carthage part of the book.
No, I mean that's one of my favorite things about the vampire system is just the lore you can go digging back into. And I mean, obviously you don't need it. Like you can run an entire game off of just the basic rules, but the lore it's just so juicy. But everybody's ready?
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. So, who recalls where we left off last time?
We had just gone to that rundown place next to the bodega.
You mean Rain's new house?
Rain's
Yo.
new house, Junkertown.
Rainfall.
And then we were gonna go eat. We went to the gym. We went to the 24-hour
Went to
burn
the 24-hour burn.
to wash off some of the smell.
Yeah, to get rid of the decay smell all around us. And Alex spotted a snack for later. The juice box. Juice box was our code.
A little JB for later. Not a BJ, just JB. Not to be confused.
Right.
You don't play with your food.
So everyone went to go get a nice little snack, and Blake ended up going back to her favorite bar.
A much nicer snack.
Yeah, that one wanted to make conversation with you, and I think it was a very nice French accent.
Mhm. Right after I told Terry that I don't talk to what I eat. So he couldn't come with.
Blatant
That's right.
lies.
Look, you just got me in a shit ton of trouble. You don't get to come to my nice places. I need a break from you guys.
And then I believe you got a letter.
I did get a letter.
Very nice handwritten note.
I forgot about that. Now I'm more angry. God damn it.
It was a nice handwritten note from Sphinx saying that he had taken up her debt. And
Thank you, Terry. Now I owe Sphinx a favor. Mm-hmm.
and so we'll pick up
And
again
then
with
we were supposed to meet back at the Black Cat.
right, everyone's gonna meet up at the Black Cat. But I just want to ask Blake, after you've had your snack, how do you want to go about, and when do you want to go about visiting Sphinx?
Okay, remind me again. He's different than Fox, and Fox is the one we met on the bridge. How do I know
So-
Sphinx?
Sphinx is the owner of the bar / club.
He's a really ugly looking guy. The white
Correct.
hair.
He's the Nosferatu.
Ugh.
He
Brass.
he's the one whose bar you went to right after everyone was rescued. And that may actually be, Blake, where you first met these guys.
Okay.
And he looks vaguely like that. You know, when he's covering himself up.
I can't see what he looks like, but I'm imagining him being ugly, so I'm not happy. Is he at this bar or a different bar?
The note indicates that he expects you to come visit him.
Okay, yeah, okay. So then I will finish my meal and I will head over to that bar because I don't want to keep him waiting and I'd like to get my favors over as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Okay. So the other three, you guys still going to go meet at the Black Cat?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll cut to a scene there, since you guys will have an opportunity to reconvene there, since basically you're all still hunting. And is there anything specifically you'd like to do, or any scenes you'd like to have while you're there? The one thing you do notice is that Blake does not show up.
We go mingle.
Okay.
Is there anyone here that we know?
There are people there that you recognize. You've now been here a few times. I'll say that there's no one that strikes you as particularly important at this moment compared to the hunger you're feeling.
Do I see Jennifer Sweeney or her friends?
You do not.
Somebody new then, I guess. I gotta do
you
all
go
the work.
You go looking for the friend that you had made your connection with, hoping that she might be there tonight.
Or even the
you've
one
not
that,
seen her.
I didn't. It's always easier when it's somebody you know.
True, but it also is like 3 a.m. at this point. Like, this is getting late even for the club. And considering that, I don't know that we established, but I'm going to say this is basically like a Wednesday night. Like
Well, Terry's got
crowd is.
Terry's got game and looks on his side.
Oh, he does. There's no question. But this crowd is definitely skewing much more like college kids without a whole lot of responsibility, much less, adults who are looking to go out and have a good evening.
Who can sniff people's blood? Is it Rain or Alex?
That would be Alex.
Terry's gonna turn to Alex and say, who smells athletic? Or that's one of the blood types, right?
Yeah. I mean, Alex was probably already scoped out. Like, those who best fit his own suitable tastes. Which are the
Absolutely.
athletic ones.
Because you like athletic people, right?
Yeah.
That's good for my discipline. Which I don't know if we're doing that, but just in case we do, I'm gonna do it.
I'm more than happy to have you guys sort of role play it. And if and when the situation comes up where you want to use those disciplines, if you want to sort of call that in as a little marker, like, hey, I've been feeding a lot on these.
Cool.
Can I get a little extra?
Yeah, that works for me.
We can discuss that.
All right.
But I will say, if we want to use it as kind of a bonus and not just as a role-playing thing, then will always just be a chance that you don't, like, there's just not anyone who has a strong enough type of that blood to be of benefit.
Well, then we'll have to find a different resonance. Resonance? That's what it's called? Blood resonance?
That is what it's called, yep.
Nailed it! Is there any, but, who does he point out?
Well, let's make ourselves a little roll. Let's see.
Test?
Yeah, let's see what you get.
Difficulty 3. There's. That way I have to do it backwards way. Awareness and resolve.
Two's not bad.
I mean,
So,
it
Alex?
smells like there might have been some here earlier, but assuming 2 because I need a 3 to succeed on it. I'm assuming like he doesn't smell anything. It's clear that
Yeah, basically, no one's sort of essence of their blood is strong enough for it to be something you're going to pick up. Like, you'll taste it, but at this point, you're just sort of, it's going to be random luck if you find someone to feed on, whether they have it or not.
it is a bit late for those who tend to care for themselves to still be out and about.
Okay, what about somebody smart? Because that's one of the resonances too, right?
3 in the morning?
Intelligence.
Sort of. I think technically it's like phlegmatic and choleric, and it goes back to like the classical humors. So
For some reason, the PDF on my fucking computer doesn't want to load, so that's okay. I've got the goddamn book.
He's booking.
yeah, there's choleric, melancholy, phlegmatic, and sanguine. So those who are intellectual will tend to be more melancholy.
That's the one we want then.
I smell for melancholy.
Well, basically, I'm just gonna roll that one check over and say that,
Yeah,
like, again, as you sort of mingle with the crowd, there's just no one whose essence you can pick up without actually feeding on them.
Got it. Okay. Well, then in that case, we're gonna do the old normal, old human way of doing things. And for the record, blushed of life before we came in. I don't know if we said
clear.
that, but yeah. And then do the whole normal. Who's hot? And not too drunk. We're not going for like it's in order for it to be consensual. It can't be like smashed. So this includes waitresses, by the way, who are about to get off their shift. That's a great one for Terry.
Oh, absolutely. And weren't we discussing that you were going to alter your predator style?
Yeah, but I hadn't figured it out yet, so we're gonna stick with this one.
Okay, sure. So, yeah, I mean, it's a nightclub. It employs attractive people as a means of increasing the turnout. And you can give me a charisma check of some kind.
Yeah.
Depending on how you want to play this, to see if you're successful in finding a prey.
Let's go persuasion and charisma.
Alrighty. I'll say standard difficulty of 2.
3. Let's go.
Yeah, so you see that one of the bartenders is, he's sort of finishing things up. He's sort of taking care of the stuff behind the bar, and you sort of take a shine to him. It's like, he looks interesting. And you just sort of hang out there, and I don't know, you tell me how you go about approaching him.
I feel like I feel like like bartenders are used to getting hit on, but I seriously doubt that they're used to getting hit on by people as beautiful as Terry. And so like I definitely think it would be like one of those moments where the guy's just like, so hey, when do you get off? Oh, I should have added an extra die. I forgot. I didn't even add my beautiful die. Hold on. I'm gonna roll one more. Let's see. Why not? Hey, add another success to that. Let's make it 4.
Excellent.
So like Terry's going to do the old classic line. So hey, what time do you get off? And ask like where you go, where you hang out like after work, and like see if there's like maybe like an after work function or party or something like that he could go to maybe with them, or it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll just be like, hey, you want to go back to your place? That'll be,
and the guy kind of,
that'll be more the vibe then.
yeah. And the guy's like, "Oh, a nice place we can grab a little something on the way over." And he tells you it's going to be like another 40 minutes. He's got to like actually shut down the bar, get everything put away and all that.
What time does the sun come up?
Let's say sunrise will be around this time of year, around 6:45.
Terry's gonna tell him that he has work at 6. Just kind of be like, we gotta make it quick. Wink, wink.
I was like, sure. And he just writes an address. He's like, if you don't want to hang around, I understand, but here.
Terry's
gives you an address.
just gonna say, let me tell my friends that I'll be going my separate way.
All right. What about Alex and Rain?
After trying to smell people out, going unsuccessfully, Alex probably would have made his way back to wherever Rain's at. Would have had a couple of mocktails.
Oh yeah.
I think we can drink them.
I don't think anything in here is my cup of tea anyway. I'm not too hungry. I just wanted to keep a lookout for any more of those. Because we found vampires here before.
Just the one
Right.
that we then went and hunted down and kicked his ass.
Yeah, so Rain would have just been like doing the sit in the corner, just obfuscating, watching everybody. Watching Alex and Terry hunt, because I'm kind of curious because their hunting is a lot different than how Rain does it. Rain more so just sets a trap, whereas they're actively hunting prey.
All right. And so, yeah, you see them, and again, with the blush of life, with their they're starting to get the feel of, or I guess Terry in particular is starting to get feel. Alex is a little older. Like how to move through this sort of situation. And you can see in a way that they feel but don't really notice how it truly is like watching a predator certain individuals in the crowd react instinctually to them. Like, sort of sliding away from them. Others can't help but like watch as they sort of pass through the crowd. And to anyone who, say you're on a balcony up above the dance floor, just watching, you could sort of see a wake almost as they've moved through. And it's fascinating to you. Because like you said, this is not how you go about doing this.
Ooh. Also,
Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking about, I don't think I'm much of a trapper. I think I'd be a scavenger hunter, just finding people.
Well, technically, your predator type that you selected was Sandman. So you're largely going to be looking for people who are asleep. Like,
Oh yeah,
Like
and then
conked
we
out
just
of their
went with
mind
the-
on drugs.
yeah, exactly. If they're high or, passed out or whatever, like, you're totally down for that.
I like that. That's cool.
Just follow the Pied Piper.
But according to Rain's count, it looks like Terry's at 1 and Alex is at 0 on this hunt.
Well, we haven't quite gotten to Alex's hunt yet. You're just watching. We'll see if Alex found a potential snack.
Yeah, Alex has got one for later.
It's like
when he
watching,
gets hungry.
it's like watching Shark Week back in the clink.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. It reminds you of that sort of situation. So, Terry manages to get the message to you guys that, he'll meet you back at the bodega or wherever you choose to meet. But he's found what he was looking for.
Well, attaboy.
Is there anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
Just keep an eye out for anybody watching us.
Okay. Make me some sort of check.
Streetwise, and what would be a good mental for this?
I'd say probably your wits.
Which is good for Rain.
As you watch them, and again, you sort of positioned yourself in such a way that you have both, you're avoiding notice, so no one's paying any attention to you. But you got a good view of the crowd. And you can see that we're getting towards the tail end of the night here. The people who are left are the ones who just really don't want to go home for any number of reasons, or have, sort of drugged or drunk themselves into a sense of just having lost time. And they don't recognize.
I wanna take me home.
Exactly.
Closing time. Terry
But
puts that
you
on
don't
the
see
radio.
anyone. You don't seem to see anyone who's paying any special attention to, certainly not to you and not to Terry or Alex either. There's again that sense of the natural or instinctive attraction or repulsion from them is there, but it's not like someone's watching or spying them.
Ooh, then Rain's just gonna keep his post up until it's time to go.
Right, I'll say once Terry sort of gets you the message that he's going to take his snack on the road. You and Alex both sort of decide it's you've accomplished what you came to accomplish, and you head back.
Ooh, Alex's Suburban. Man, that Suburban's got a lot of screen time.
Yeah,
It
it does.
has.
Yeah,
Miles
yeah.
on
Yeah.
it.
You know, it's because it's a good establishing scene. You know, shot like where are you going to establish this scene? You start in the Suburban. Where are you going to end the scene? In the Suburban. Like, it's classic Law and Order shit. You know,
Think we
Or
should get
perhaps
some
in
sort
the
of a
Corvette.
it's a Mustang. Okay.
All right, you're right. It's a Mustang.
I'm not allowed in the Mustang anymore.
meeting.
So Blake,
You know why?
you're heading across town because the bar, Sphinx's bar, is not in the Hemlock neighborhood.
No, it wouldn't be.
It's back in Ridgemont.
Well, it's up along the coast or the river in Ridgemont, almost across the water from Burnside. So it takes you a good 30 minutes to get there. That's Burnside. So you pull up. Parking lot's, sparsely populated at this time of night. The bar looks like it's closed, but you go around to the delivery door and knock, and it's open. And standing there is Sphinx himself.
Oh, lovely.
So you did get my note. Most excellent.
Excellent indeed. Yes, I was thinking the exact same thing as I opened it.
Yes, dear, I know. I'm well aware of how much you despise being in anyone's debt. And yet, you have gone so deep into it.
Well, are we here to talk about me, or are we here to talk about what you need?
Well, fortunately for you, we're here to talk about some of both.
Oh, joy.
I've had a little birdie tell me that you have seemed to accomplish the mission you were set out to do.
Which one?
You've-
As you know, I have many things on my plate.
Well, you've puppeted our new little friends into clearing out the neighborhood. And the way I've heard it, you even found Victor's lair. Do tell, do tell.
What lovely little birdies you have sending you such gracious information. Makes you wonder why you called me here at all.
Because while I may have some idea of where you've been, what I don't know is what you found.
Maybe you ask me what it is that you want, and I can tell you if we have it.
Well, my dear, as we both know, you owe quite a bit. And right now, what I want to know, and what I expect you to deliver, is any information that conniving little shit had managed to collect on me or this list of people. And he hands you another handwritten note. It's got about 4 different names on it.
Are these your birdies you're talking about?
Oh, now, dear, you know I wouldn't share that.
Girl can dream.
And as you look at the name on the names on the list, a couple of them you recognize as players in the in the Camarilla Society. Not like the council members or anything quite that high up, but people who've been around for a while. And a couple of names aren't ones you've heard, but you don't really know.
Were any of the names the ones with the clearly emptied notebooks? I
Not
have
that you
nothing on my
recall.
computer right now. Okay.
Now, the names of the ones that had their information emptied out were all Russian-sounding names, and only a couple were ones that you had heard. Again, these are names you associate with the vampire society of the city in the Camarilla.
Okay. What are you gonna do with the information after you get it?
Well, dear, it is my job to know and to share. Well, to share with the prince, at least. I don't think I'm going to share with you tonight, unfortunately.
Well, you're no fun. She's gonna take the paper and fold it up all nice and pretty like and stick it away along with the other letters she had. So I get you this information and we're even, or are you gonna pull something else out of your ass after this?
Oh, we're far from even. But you get me that information, and we'll consider the mess we had to clean up the other night settled.
Well, I'll see what I can do then.
Excellent. It's always a pleasure, Blake. Do swing
I'm
round.
sure it is. Right. Yeah, I'll be around.
And he
She's
just laughs.
kind of like look around. Is this like? It's not a pretty place, is it?
No, this is much more like dive biker kind of bar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she's gonna kind of look around and like, where she had her hand like resting on like a table or something. She's gonna like that thing where like you realize you were touching something gross and like rub your fingers together. Like, oh, yeah, I'll be around.
And he just sort of laughs because he knows. I mean, you're a Toreador. He's a Nosferatu. He knows
gets
that
it.
just being in his presence makes you uncomfortable. And honestly, that's one of the things he likes.
He likes it. So yeah, I'll take that lovely list and I will fold it up, and as I walk out, I am going to take a deep breath of frustration and then I'll probably head to the Black Cat to meet with everyone else. I know the night's running late, but that's where she said they'd meet them.
Okay, so as you head back across town, you recognize that it's late enough now that the cat's going to be closed by the time you get there. So
Okay,
you have.
she'll go to her place then.
I was going to say you have two choices. You can either go back to the bodega and meet them there, or you can go to your very nice apartment.
She can go to her very nice apartment. She's had a rough couple days. She needs to decompress for a minute, and then she'll meet up with everyone again.
Alrighty.
And I have to put Charles to bed. So Blake is taking a nap.
Take it
Well,
a long way.
Everyone's about to be out of commission for several hours, since the sun is very close
You're
to
gonna
coming
kill
up.
us?
But we'll say that while Blake is continuing to go about her business that's still somewhat separate from the rest of you, did Rain and Terry and Alex all go back to the bodega?
Alex and Rain, I think, went.
Yeah,
in the
Terry went to
suburban.
have a snack.
The scene in the
Right, but I'm
suburban.
assuming you managed to wrap that up and choose somewhere else to be when morning came.
Yes, that was the goal. That's hence the reason telling him I had work at 6 a.m.
Right. So did you head back to the bodega then?
Yeah.
Okay. So as night
Boys.
falls the next night.
Does that mean I got a snack?
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, basically, unless there's a reason you guys want to, do a scene around the actual feeding.
It just needs to be consensual.
Yeah, we'll do the feeding and the actual mechanical reduction of hunger, unless you're going to do something like Rain has done, where you just drain the person dry. That's a whole different scene.
Yo, hey, I didn't drain the last guy. He's actually my buddy. I'm gonna go check on him soon.
I'm just saying that you have done it.
Camera cuts away to the corpse.
Oh no, he's buried by now. They've had to fight it.
So the sun is setting on the next day, and at this point, kind of want to open it up a little more. You guys feel like you've taken care of any immediate threats that had been identified in the neighborhood.
Isn't there one more?
Is there one more red dot place?
There's one. I thought there was one more Russian dot. This one.
There is one more location that had activity reported when you first came into the neighborhood. It's now been about a week, and you have not gotten any other information. Like you had the events at Jacques Monet, you had the events at Victor's apartment, and then down in his lair. You've checked out the punk-ass little bitch lair and the empty building, or, well, the effectively empty building. So whatever presence and activity was going on as you first came into the area, you seem, again, just from what you're hearing, you do still have contacts in the neighborhood and whatnot. Things have been quiet on that front. So you can absolutely, go check out this location, see what was up there, what you might find. But nothing that you're hearing right now makes it sound like there's any other current vampire activity in your neighborhood. So, the question I have...
Sounds like a good thing.
The question I have for the team, and this is where we can start doing more like time skipping. What types of things do you want to accomplish in your neighborhood or in the city in general?
I think you know mine already. Unless you want me to.
No, I mean, I know that you have designs on expanding your influence in the drug trade.
Yes. Well, actually, I'd like to, at this point, just get it started. Maybe, with the money I collected to buy some, from, oh, I forgot his name. Oh, I don't know where that notebook is. Oh, no. But the old drug lord guy, that knew my dad, just, pick up from him and just, start paying, maybe three or a couple of people under the street. Actually, one of the people, that guy I fed on but let live, offer him a job, and then just try to make more money and just not be the street guy but be the next guy up. So a middleman drug dealer.
Okay. You're going to work with Mr. Howard.
Thank you.
To,
That's what it is.
Basically take over a section or expand his network. Okay.
Yes.
So Terry, I know that you had mentioned trying to start leveraging some of your political connections and instincts.
Yeah, I think the first thing Terry wants to do is establish the archives as a safe haven for him to live out of. And then also...
We install a door of our own, that it doesn't matter that they have a key.
This is all accurate.
We changed the locks on the secret door.
We changed the locks on the secret door and on the secret tunnel, and then use my influence like we talked about from last time to kind of move that stuff along. I already killed that role, but I also I want to leverage some of the information we found and kind of let people like Brenda Bogman know that there's a new Monica in town, basically. And his name is Alex, and I speak for him.
Okay.
Terry's also gonna do more investigation into property rights in this area of town. Because if something shady's going on in their area, that's where it's gonna start. These are the kinds of things that I want to do. Because basically, we need to lock down our influence in Ridgemont, and then we need to expand it.
Okay. And Alex?
So gut instinct, this might be a terrible idea, but I had this crazy thought of opening or like starting to the process of like filing permits to open like a homeless shelter or something. Because for multiple reasons, because like it can be used as like a front for whatever we're actually doing with the facility, but also because like in a very Sherlock Holmesian kind of a way, like making use of the homeless network in the city to get information about other parts of the city that we might not have a physical presence in, like to start getting tabs on some of the like Russian dogs, like what's going on over there in the back alleys that these guys have seen or whatever. Doing some good, like actually taking care of some of these homeless guys, and then also, like maybe one or two goes missing every so often.
I would be interested in investing with any extra money I make from the drug business.
And then, like, if we can find a way to, like, put it in Terry's political campaign, like, as if they were funding it, it can be, like, another boost to his kind of city populace. Like,
are you gonna be the leader? Are you the one that's
whoever
gonna be doing that shit?
I don't remember.
Well, let's not forget that as vampires, none of you can be the face of any legitimate looking thing.
Not in the day.
I mean, Terry can set up a non-profit that we could launder money through, and the homeless shelter can be part of that. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. No, that is absolutely in the wheelhouse of the kind of things you guys can do.
And Terry can use his influence to kind of create it. Fuck! I just had a great idea. Hold on. I need to find a name. Hold on. Stand by. Hold on.
I'm just.
And Terry's gonna nominate Lorena, who he knows to be the person that works at the halfway house. He's gonna try to get her to be like the person that runs that shit because he knows he can trust her.
I'm excited about the new buffet that's opening up in town.
There you go. Storyteller's on board. Look who's on board.
Oh, Terry, if we could get our fangs into one of those players,
Oh, we want the
think of the
owner.
possibilities that could open up. Not the owner. I mean,
We
I
need-
just mean like for the taste.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely. Oh, I
think of
never
the
thought about
resonance that
professional
flows through
athlete.
them.
Oh, this is weird. This is weird to think. Like, oh, that's weird.
I only just had that thought.
Oh my god, I feel weird. Why? You know what the weird thing is, really, Alex? It's getting less and less weird to think that way. You know what I mean?
It's a lot more natural than it was at the beginning.
I just, part of me like just still feels like a monster. Like nothing that happened earlier tonight was, but it was like, once you've crushed a man's skull and ripped him limb from limb, there's no going back from that feeling.
No, but sometimes your actions are justified. You're not the only monster out there, and sometimes those monsters deserve to be ripped limb from limb. Those are the sorts of stories that, if they were to start spreading, think about the idea that our enemies might start to get about us. And that can inevitably prevent a whole lot of violence down the road. So maybe it's time you start embracing that monster on the inside a little bit. Start taking hold of those reins.
It's just, like, all right. Were you religious when you were human? You don't seem like the type.
Can't say I ever went to Sunday school more than a handful of times.
Well, I mean, like, I wasn't raised Christian. I was raised. They call themselves, the 5%ers, but like, the point is it's kind of loosely based on Islam and the Nation of Islam and things like that. It's just literally they teach about like the bloodsuckers of the poor, right? That's literally what they call them. And it's just like, some part of me kind of feels like, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they knew something. And now I'm part of that 10%. And, like, I want to be one of the enlightened. Like, I don't want to be somebody who, like, takes advantage of the poor and less fortunate. You know what I mean?
But if you're going to be referring back to those Old Testaments, you also have to refer back to the descriptions of the angels. Such terrifying beings that simply gazing upon them could drive one mad. What kind of a monster do you think that is?
How much do you know about, like, your Bible stories? Because this book is making some weird references. Like, do you know who Cain and Abel are?
The name sounds familiar.
It's okay. Adam and Eve, right? You know Adam and Eve. You got to know that one.
Yeah, I know those ones.
Okay. The story goes that they had kids, right? Cain,
Sure.
Abel, right? You ever heard the story about how Cain killed his brother Abel?
I think so.
Yeah. This kind of talks about the curse of, like, the vampire blood. They call it the curse of Cain. That's what they call it, right? Storyteller check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, storyteller checks out.
So we're cursed by the first murder.
Dude, look, I don't deny the existence of Jesus, but I don't believe in Jesus. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't believe in vampires a month ago, and then look at us now.
No, that's what I'm fucking saying. This shit was real. What the fuck is up with that? Like,
Man, werewolves and zombies could be real for all I know. I'm a fucking vampire.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and can Terry find a reference to a fucking werewolf in one of the books that he found?
Yeah, there's absolutely rumors of werewolves.
Because, like, the vampires
Out in the
know
wild
werewolves exist, right? Because that's all World of Darkness shit.
I was just about to say they're actually getting ready to release a new
Terry's
rule
like,
set for werewolf for the first time in like 15 years.
No, Rain, you don't understand.
That's dope.
Werewolves, wizards, like fucking magic is real.
What the?
All the things that we thought were myths, right? Ghost stories. That shit's real, man.
Wait, are dragons real?
They might be.
So are you being flummoxed by the idea that the world that you live in is so much bigger than you had originally confined it to?
Okay, look. When the elders were telling me that 10%, right? The rich, the slave makers of the poor, who teach the poor lies, and otherwise, the bloodsuckers of the poor, right? I thought that they were being figurative. Turns out that shit's real. Like, what do you do with that?
Well, you can go let the elders know.
That's the, You did make a good point though, Alex. Like, if all of that shit is real, that means that, like, monsters are real, right? But that also means that, like you said, that does mean that those other monsters, somebody needs to live in the shadows and help with the monsters, I guess. Huh.
Tell me, we're monsters.
No, I know. So is the Punisher.
Like from the comics?
Yeah, come on, Rain. You gotta. I know you read comics as a kid.
I know who Punisher is.
Yeah, yeah. He's a monster.
He's
But-
fuck cops.
But he's what do they call him? Anti-hero?
What, you want to be a
Angel
hero?
of Vengeance.
I mean, look, just because we're trying to gain power in the vampire world doesn't mean we can do some good for some of the humans. We could... Oh, God, that sounds weird. To not identify as a human.
I mean, farmers take care of the livestock.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. And Ridgemont is our farm. So we should make life better on the farm, is all I'm saying. Make our
like that
livestock
mindset.
stronger. Just a thought. Like,
I don't know, man. There's not a lot of money in helping people.
but that's the thing. Like Alex's like homeless shelter idea got me thinking, right? Like, we can make the money in other ways. It doesn't have to be. I guess what I'm saying is, like, if we put money into the community, we'll get better lives for the humans, and that's going to attract power
Better humans.
to Ridgemont. It's going to attract humans that vampires want to Ridgemont.
We're going to pull this place up by its bootstraps. I think I now understand where that term comes from.
I mean, shit. Yeah, I guess more money in the community would be better.
Yeah.
Get better people here.
Yeah,
Buy more
like,
expensive
Rain,
drugs.
exactly. Think about it. How much better is selling to the dudes on Wall Street than selling to the dude down the street?
No, fuck. The dude down the street will never pay me, and the dudes on Wall Street will buy everything I have. At
And
that
they won't
moment.
even know that they're overpaying for it. Where's Blake?
Heard she kidnapped some kid.
I don't know, probably sitting on some golden toilet, but she doesn't poop, so she just has it. I don't know.
Do vampires poop?
Do you mean
I don't think vampires poop.
Or they don't eat, so they don't poop.
No, but she would have a golden toilet.
She, she just sits there.
Well, sometimes you have guests who do poop.
The acoustics in the bathroom are amazing.
I like it. You're human at Blake's house. Hi, this is my gold toilet. Do not poop in it. Do not pee in it. Just look at it.
Just look
if you
at
need to use the bathroom, go downstairs.
This is
to the
not for
lobby.
sitting, it's for looking.
it's not hooked up to the plug?
It's a bidet. She's like, this is a fountain. And it's like a toilet. Oh, God.
You're trying to tell me that Blake only has, like, her fashion sense and her sense of style is so over the top that she actually thinks that the golden toilet is a perfect fountain?
I could see that.
I could
If she
see
bought
it.
it at an art exhibit.
She would just be like, you just don't understand it.
I love it.
It's about
So,
imagery.
it is. So here's what I would ask that you guys do. This is kind of a homework assignment, but it's helping, expand and build the world here. If you could give me just a few little, scene descriptions of almost like give me some snapshots of the montage you see of how you're going to go about opening this homeless shelter and digging, going and working with Mr. Howard and pulling those strings behind the scenes, and I will use that to help weave in the pieces of the larger narrative that you guys aren't fully on yet. I am totally here for helping build this up into what you guys see here. I think that's amazing.
Hell yeah.
And again, we're now we've sort of, you have cleared the initial hurdle of, at least you've ticked most of the boxes that were available to be ticked.
Does that
To
mean we
clear-
level up?
Sure. Again, there's not really a level exactly.
All right, we all go down a generation. Ben said so.
Yeah! I'm level 2.
No, I
Because
was just
usually level 1.
assuming that
Wait,
means
he's second
we
generation already?
gain experience.
Yes, you will gain a new pool of experience points
Yay!
to expend. And that basically, like, as you're expending these experience points to increase skills, or maybe you are expanding your powers as a vampire, you know, the more direct physical or supernatural abilities you have, then those are the kind of scenes I want to set. And I see the story progressing from like where you are today forward probably about 6 months at least over like the next session or two.
I like the idea of using the influence that we have over Brenda Bogman, who's on the borough council, to push through any approvals that we might need. So like, and then maybe like use that influence to like schedule any of the like hearings or anything like that need to take place, and kind of making it so there's no objections to the plan. And
God, Nick, it's almost like you've figured out how to pull the strings of power behind the scenes.
I do have 3 dots in politics and 3 dots in influence. I would like to play
He's a
up
monster.
to that. But Alex, I am gonna need a favor from you. You are gonna have to be the one that recruits Lorena, because last time she recognized Terry, so that didn't work too well.
Then I think I'm going to need a lot more information about this Lorena.
Just don't get creepy.
Victor has some files.
But Terry will tell you about her.
Her name is Lorena.
I mean, that's really all
all you need
Nick
to know.
knows about her for the most part. Because Ben made her up. But I
true.
loved it. I thought it was great.
Who's this Ben character?
Sorry, storyteller.
I mean, technically, Lorena was someone that Terry had worked with, you know, in his community organizing. Like this was the person that you guys turned to shelter the girl you rescued.
Yeah. She knows how to do this shit.
Maybe she knows how to do this shit too well.
What do you mean?
Sometimes you don't want somebody that will ask the questions that a shadier organization would rather go unnoticed. Like, say, an absent initiate or two.
Yeah, but if you want it to look legitimate, then it has to be legitimate.
All right. Just know that I get to say I told you so if anything goes wrong.
If
And it
anything
will.
goes... Okay.
Grays don't gorge.
Hey, this is our juice box factory.
How...
Oh, there's one thing I'd like. I don't know if it's a part, but I'm really interested in my sire, the hot naked lady who turned me. Not for like obvious reasons. Not for the hot naked wolf lady who turned me into a vampire.
Well, I will be, again, you guys just sort of send me some of those, and I will start trying to weave them into again the overarching story that I see playing out. And I will say that one thing that you'll learn, I'll just go ahead and tell you, like over the course of the next few months, is you just get more experience in the Camarilla Society, and there'll be a few more, instances of meeting up with the Camarilla members. Is that your clan, the Gangrel clan? Again, like we discussed when you were at Junkertown, not exactly at home in large cities. So you strongly suspect if you're going to find this woman again, it's going to be more like where you first met her, which was on the outskirts of town.
Ooh, road trip.
It's like you're going to have to get out of the neighborhood.
Well, she's from
I'm not allowed in your
Genbaton,
car.
right?
I know. That's why we can't have a road trip in my car.
Oh, I'm gonna buy a motorcycle.
I don't think we ever established, or you guys knew where she was from.
Well, we took, because Terry's from Genbaton. And so that's why I
Yes.
assume that's where she's from, because that's also where the halfway house was. That she was working at.
No. We're talking about his sire.
Oh! Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I was totally writing a message in chat and I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. Motorcycle sounds fun.
Motorcycle road trip, because I'm not allowed in the Mustang.
Sounds like Wolverine.
A little bit. Motorcycles are cool.
I'll stick you guys back on the larger map for a minute. So you can sort of see, you got Genbaton, which again is the more industrial docks-based area of the city. And then Ridgemont is kind of the, lower working class
Also,
area.
Genbaton, Russians.
Yeah, definitely heavy Russian influence. They seem to be Terry as a human knew that these sort of Russian affiliated gangs seem to have taken over the docks. Like in as much as he had information about the criminal underworld, like he knew that was the Russian end of things. But Ridgemont is, it sort of connects more into what I'm going to equate to like the New Jersey parts of this greater metropolitan area. Still populous, but a lot more like fields, a lot more, suburban type areas and larger expanses of, properties. So that, or if it's going to be somewhere near the city and your turning happened, effectively in the city or near the city, you suspect that area, or maybe up towards the ritzy areas of Shadgrove, might be more to the liking of a gangrel vampire.
Hell yeah. Road trip to Shut Grove.
So that's sort of the information you'll pick up over the coming months.
Shatgrove is where the card game was held, right?
Yep, that was the neighbor, or part of the Shadgrove area is where the poker house was.
Okay.
So Mirabest is kind of like the Manhattan-y downtown area. Shadgrove is, in my head, I think of it kind of as like northeast rich neighborhood areas, like your Connecticut type stuff.
It's like the rich suburb.
Yeah. And then Den Hollow and Burnshead are your sort of white collar areas. Ridgemont more the blue collar, and Genbaton the pretty rough more downtrodden. And again, there's pockets of all of that in each of these areas. Like, in Hemlock, it's a little bit run down, but the St. Christopher's Academy is a somewhat prestigious school in the city. So, there's still a little bit of each of these flavors around. But now that Blake is back, is there anything you'd like to do on this following morning after your meeting with Sphinx?
I'll probably group up with everyone. And then I would probably give them the lowdown on everything that's expected. It'll probably be a whole scene. Blake's not happy.
I can't wait to see it.
So, because she's got to explain to the newbies what it means to actually owe people favors, and like the cost and all that shenanigans, and then she needs to also figure out what this guy wants with the names, like what information is it that he's seeking. She'll probably make copies of the ones that he wants, so that way they still have their version, and then he can give them, what she thinks he might want, or see if, like, I think she kind of wants to do her own little investigation to figure out why is it these names that he wants information on, like what ties them together, what ties them to him, what makes them important, before she gives it all over, to try and understand a little bit more the backstory, I guess, to try and see if she can figure out how Sphinx thinks before she gives up all of her information. Because as we know, information is power. And she might be able to use that to waive off a few more of her debts.
Photocopy his journal, his booklet, before giving him the copy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say it's probably about midnight at this point. Everybody's been up for a few hours. And you guys have been having this somewhat existential conversation about the nature of your new reality and what that means for both the greater world and for yourselves. And about that point, you hear the deep, throaty rumble of a Mustang engine and a slight squealing of tires as someone brakes pretty aggressively and cuts the car off.
She sounds mad.
I'll be in my room.
You can't run away from her.
Imagine they're like in the middle of a round of Mario Kart, and he's just going to like ditch the controller, just like scattered to be in a different room than the one that she first walks into.
I imagine Blake, the bodega door, I'm sure at this point you guys have learned to lock it.
We've had to fix it several times.
But I'm guessing that Blake has the key. And so you hear the thunk, thunk of the couple of deadbolts. And then the door just gets thrown open. And there, in all her magnificently beautiful glory, is a furious Blake.
Her eyes are much deeper shade of red now that she's dead. Who does she see first?
I'm sitting on the couch with a controller in my hand looking to see where the hell Alex just ran to. I
Like,
don't
wait,
know.
we were playing.
Yeah, pretty much like, bro, what the fuck? I don't Terry, would you be playing Mario Kart with us?
Nah, Terry'd probably be reading a book.
Ugh. So she sees the ugly one first. Perfect.
Don't call Terry the ugly one.
She's talking about you.
It's beautiful.
And what's the reindeer's name? Sven. Oh, they're both called Sven. Okay. So she's gonna come in and. Uh, okay. First, she's gonna like throw a blanket in your direction. Like there's probably like a blanket wall of some sort because she's tried to make it look half decent in here. She's added her elbow flare. She's gonna be like, cover up. You look disgusting. And meet me in the kitchen. And she's just gonna walk towards the kitchen and expect that everyone heard her say that to him. And wait. I don't know. Would they have a kitchen? They'd have like a
At least
tall
like a
island
kitchenette.
area.
For sure.
Like an area with the tall island. That's what I'm assuming.
I like to imagine it's super dusty considering we don't use a kitchen.
No, because Blake comes here and it's not allowed to be dusty. We have standards, okay?
Oh, well, then Terry's the type that would have cleaned up if it wasn't Blake's standards.
I made my bed. You yelled at me last time.
It's a pile of blankets on the floor. That's not a bed.
I made it look square.
Rain, no more nesting in here.
Fine, I'll go nest in the dirt with dead people.
Okay. So yeah, she'll walk into the bar top area. A good standing battle plan tactic area. Maybe they should have a little mini version of the city. One day.
You want a
Mall
war
for
room?
ants.
Maybe
Yeah, a war room. We need a war room.
Maybe you walk in with a map.
Blueprints.
Gentlemen, there's no fighting in here. This is the war room.
I mean, I know you can't see this because you're on your phone, but I swear you should go into Ryan's office or room and look at it because I just have this picture of Blake like stalking back and forth in front of the big Wu-Tang Clan poster that's on the wall.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. And it doesn't say Wu-Tang anymore. It says New Fang.
Oh God, that's right. The
New Fang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, I can see that in duct tape. Someone has they've duct taped to make new Fang.
That's our gang banner. You can't take that down.
Of course it is.
You're part of the gang too.
I did not accept that. Okay, look. Oh yay! Wait, there's pictures. Hold on. How do I go there? Phone. There we are. Perfect. The new thing. I forgot how ugly it is in here. God damn it.
But it was gonna be so pretty when you got done with it.
You know what? One day.
I mean, that
One
blanket
day.
you ripped down was the start of your plan. Like, you had the curtain, you were separating the area.
We do have a montage coming up.
We do have it'll happen.
I just got a new blanket for my nest.
If you put that in that rat pile, you're gonna have to find a new place, period. Anyways, focus here, gentlemen. Or whatever you want to call yourselves.
Yeah, we were just discussing our lack of humanity.
Yeah, well, you guys lack a lot. Let's be real here.
You don't want to talk.
Yeah, you were in a bad mood.
Well, if you just had to go to the bar I went to, you would be too. So, not super great. I had an enjoyable evening and it was ruined. It was ruined because of you.
Look,
So
I
thank you.
asked if you wanted me to come.
And I told you I didn't. And I meant that. But what I didn't expect was to get this lovely note saying that my favor that I owed because of your mishap was given to one of my least favorite people. Sphinx. I don't know if you guys remember him, if you met him, if you've seen him.
Oh yeah, we totally know him.
You would have nightmares because of how
I
atrocious he looks.
yeah, I just put that together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your little blender. Yeah, that one. The little smidgen of a mistake you made.
Oh no, I put together why you don't like Sphinx.
Because he's hideous. Yeah, that's real hard. Uh, anyways, his little birdies, and she's gonna do like the quotation marks, already know everything that we've been doing. So we need to do a much better job at going under the radar. Like, I understand we are being watched and there's a lot of things happening, but we're not nearly as sneaky as we like to think we are. Completely
sneaky.
aware of no, not even a little bit. Because
I
now
don't know, man. Pretty sneaky.
you're pretty stinky. There's an extra letter you're missing in that word. Stinky. Very, yes. Incredibly so. When's the last time you showered?
That was
Do we have-
sneaky.
Do we have running water here now?
If not, the answer is last night. Because Terry made
I-
him.
No, I like to. No, I'm gonna do a pit check. Whoo. Okay, that's fair.
Anyways, I have to gather the information that we gathered on a list of individuals.
Which individuals?
And then I have to hand it over to this guy and Sphinx over here, so he can do with it whatever he needs and will do. And then he's going to use his other ones to do God knows what. He won't tell me what he wants to do with these names, and so I need to know why these people are important, and I need you guys to peel back the little sliver of brains that you guys might have hidden deep down inside of your thick skulls. But we need to figure out who these people are and why they're necessary and why he wants their information.
If you could acquiesce a moment of your time to set aside your condescension and tell us the names that you need.
And you'll see that this whole time her hand has been sitting on a piece of paper on the counter that's folded up underneath her hand. And she's gonna stare at you. She's so mean. I'm so sorry.
Man, your ass is grumpy today.
Yeah, maybe you should have showered.
I don't think that
probably
would
would've
stop
helped.
your mood.
I still haven't heard any names.
And she's gonna slide the paper over, like, aggressively. That bar was disgusting. It stunk. There was a whole bunch of really gross men. They all had these oogly eyes, and I just had to sit there in the fucking snake nest. And I just had to do whatever they say. I don't even get a choice. Of course I'm grumpy. I still smell it on me. It's disgusting. I've showered 3 times. And I don't know the names, but they're on this paper right here.
Yeah, I'm
Obviously.
about to share the list. I was looking to see if I could get a good font.
No, you're good. You're good.
But apparently,
Don't
I
ask me
got
for the
font
names
choices.
again, because I don't know. Amanda will never know the names.
It's true. Ooh, Sphinx's List. It's like Schindler's List, but different. Lawson Cranick, Susanna Webley, Preston Forsyth, and Robert James Harrison. That is not a lot of information to go on.
It doesn't matter. He knows that we have their information. We have all their books in Victor's den that we raided.
How does he
So
know that?
we had the information. We just needed the names. He needs the information now.
How does he know that we found Victor's place? We didn't tell anyone about that.
No, his little birdies did. Don't ask me who his little birdies are. He's never gonna give that up. Remember how I just said that we're not as sneaky as we think we are? We're constantly being watched.
Yeah, have you heard how loud your car's engine is?
Yeah, that was.
Doesn't really scream out stealth.
Well, I mean, okay.
The Suburban blends
not,
in is all I'm saying.
It's not a big deal if Sphinx knows we're doing what we were told to do.
No, that's not the issue. The issue is that I owe him a favor.
Yeah, Dad.
Well, then all we have to do is do the favor, and then you won't owe him one anymore, and we'll be good. Pay your debt, and then you can go back to being your cheerful self.
You see, I think the reason I'm mostly mad is
something
because
you need
this
to
shouldn't be my
realize,
debt
Blake,
in the first
is
place.
right now you're being kind of ugly.
Oh, shit.
Alex is going to excuse himself from the room. He just fades into the back. Goes to dust some curtains or something.
I wish I could eat food.
So you
just
can
sit here
eat
and-
some popcorn.
Yeah. Or maybe a bowl of Cheerios sound perfect. Just watching two people fight, eat a bowl of cereal. Oh, that hits you right in
Blake
the
is just
childhood.
giving you like the meanest mean mug. Like, she's not even gonna say words. She's just.
You know, I think I'm going to force a roll here.
Oh no! I can't roll. Ben,
Oh,
this isn't
shit.
fair. Fucking
mean-
computer.
I think what we're dealing with here, because, you know, we've got two
Is it
beautiful
gonna
people who are fighting each other, but this is a classic social encounter. So
Model off.
I think that I'm going to first roll a composure check for Blake. Because
I'm about to lose my shit.
well, it's more because, you know, you have been you've had a lot of ugliness thrown at you, including the building you're still in.
A lot of ugliness.
Hey, man,
And you haven't had a whole lot of time to sort of recuperate yourself.
That's why
Yeah.
I made Trey. Wait, what's your name again?
Rain.
Raid.
Trey is his character in the other
I
game.
know. I was like, wait, that's wrong. That's the wrong campaign. That's why I made him put a
But
blanket
hey,
on.
kudos, right person though.
Yeah, you know, it was close. It was close.
Okay, let me get back and make sure I've got your compulsions and banes.
Ugh, I'm so mad at my computer right now.
So they,
Channel
yeah.
it.
I know, I'm channeling it through Blake. She's just a bitch.
So you're
Amanda
like
needed
running,
this.
like literally running through your blood is this sense that you have such an intense desire for beauty, you suffer in its absence. And
Of course I'm being ugly. Everything around me is terrible.
I'm surrounded by ugly. Why wouldn't it catch? I feel it in my skin. Your face is
And-
the only thing holding me together right now, god damn it. If it wasn't for that, I'd smack it off of you.
okay, so we've got composure, and I'm going to say Ooh, do we want insight or etiquette?
For Terry?
No, for Blake.
Oh.
Like, because, I mean, obviously, she is being, Blake as a character is being very petulant at the moment. But I think it's funny because when you said the thing about just pay your debts, like in my head, I wanted Amanda to so much say, "It's not my fucking debt; it's yours."
You guys, I did say that. You
I
didn't
know,
hear
and
me?
you did, and it was perfect.
Okay.
I was like, "Yes."
I was like, it's not her debt. She has to deal with all these ugly things because of you, and now you're calling her ugly. And it was just like the audacity.
Yeah, so we're gonna do an
I
insight
sacrificed everything for you, you shithead.
and a composure. I know. I think because of the day you've had, you're gonna need it's a pretty big pool. You're gonna need 4 successes.
Oh shit! You know what? Blake's got this. She's a beast. She never fails.
Messy critical. Oh no, you got 6 successes.
So I'm gonna say, and
Blake can't fail.
Nick, feel free to give any additional sort of insight into where Terry's coming from here. I'm gonna say that Blake reads you perfectly, keeps her composure, but starts to give you like the most effective dressing down that you've had since you were 12.
Is this
Yeah,
one of
I
those
think
things-
I get what you're saying. Like she goes full like mean girl and just starts picking
Proper.
apart every single one of Terry's little like flaws and
All the small baby insecurities.
everything. Yeah, for the way he talks, to the way he stands, the way he dresses, the way his muscles are too big, his big bald head, the way he's got the wrinkles on his forehead, and
Everything that isn't exactly perfection, she will point out.
but I also feel like she also throws
no power over.
I also feel like on accident she kind of throws in things she does like about Terry.
Yeah,
Well, she did give the thing of like, if it wasn't for your face being beautiful, I'd rip it off of you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is one of those, like, she's not trying to humiliate you. She's just trying to make it very clear that she's covering for your fuck up.
No, like, I
because
feel
you
like
don't
she's
know
like
the
genuinely yelling at Terry.
Yeah.
Like, she's like genuinely angry and like yelling.
Well, like, she didn't have to do any of this. This was everything that happened today was directly caused because of the decisions you guys made. Most specifically, Terry losing his shit because he couldn't handle it. And so then she had to deal with all these ugly people, and she had to owe ugly people more favors, and her favors are getting handed out to all these other upper vampires who still don't completely take her as seriously as she would like to be taken because she owes so many favors because she used them to get to where she wanted in life. And so it's like now she has to pay her debts, and she's been working hard to do that, and then you guys like did this thing, and so now it's like known in the vampire world like, oh, they fucked up, and look, she owes another person. And so it's like her name got slightly tarnished because of you as well, and she doesn't like that because she's worked really hard on creating this image of who she is and who she's trying to become, and like just so quickly it got great and like is a perfectionist and everything needs to be perfect, and you're fucking that up.
All right.
And then you're
well,
like, but it's your favor, and she's
okay.
like, bitch, no.
Storyteller, I would like as part of this messy critical for Terry's desire to change to fix Blake's reputation. Or I guess I can, in addition to raising Alex to Lord of Ridgemont, I would like to add another desire as fix Blake's reputation. I don't know how this works. I think I'd change it.
I think that's an excellent short term, because desires and ambitions. You have your ambition, which I could see as your long term goal.
So okay,
your
I'm going to change
your short term goal.
I'm going to change raise Alex to Lord of Ridgemont to ambition, And then I'm going to change desire to fix Blake's reputation.
I like it.
I don't need you to fix me. I'm perfect.
And now that Blake made her roll, I'd like Terry to also make an insight.
Insights. Insight's better than etiquette for Terry.
I think
how
insight
Rain and
and
Alex-
manipulation.
Alex dipped.
I know, I love it. You guys are just like, oh, we don't exist right now.
Insight,
Well, I mean, like, he
manipulation.
sees where it's going, and he sees that Terry is not catching the vibes that she's pitching to him. So he's like, oh, she's perfectly justified.
And then I
in
get a
what's about to
+1
happen.
from being beautiful, correct?
Yes, I'll say you get a +1 for being beautiful.
Only because it's against Blake, though, and she can't say no to beauty.
I got
That's
2.
just fucked up.
Okay. You pick up as she's going through this diatribe. Like, she's hitting a lot of your insecurities.
True, but she's
And-
also revealing some things about herself.
Exactly. And you pick up on some of those.
I am
Including
a
the
political
fact-
mastermind.
Yeah, including the fact that she basically, like, she doesn't come out and say what it was, but you recognize that she owes her current lifestyle and position to favors she got and is having to repay. So you sense the deep insecurity she has in this new world. Because she's all, again, she's been around for a few years at this point, but she's still very young in the vampire world as well. And you see through to that, because that's the thing that's causing her the most anger in this. Is the
Otherwise, she's
perceived
back at square one.
You guys want to play some Mario Kart and cool off a little bit?
Sure, let's
Blake
finish
just
another race.
looks at you.
Terry starts like just cracking up laughing.
We'll get through this. We'll do it together. We're a gang.
Hey, Rain.
Yep.
You know the vampires or kindred? Gotta get used to that. Kindred. You know they actually gonna get offended if you say vampire. Anyways, kindred. Have a term, kind of for gangs. They call it a coterie.
Okay. Coterie.
So like we'd be like the New Fang coterie. New Fang clan coterie. Gotta still have the clan in there, I think.
I like New Fang Clan.
I guess we should go back to the archives and check for these names.
Do we want to do that next time?
Yeah, I think probably this particular scene is a good wrap up for this session, as some of the consequences of your actions are coming home to roost. You have an immediate, or Blake has given you an immediate task, and that will be information that gets shared as we start the next session. And then we'll start looking at what the next few months look like.
Nice.
So the real question is, how much experience do we get?
The real question is, did Blake and Terry play Mario Kart with me?
Blake would not have.
You
Those
blue
controllers look disgusting, and she would not ever touch them, and let alone sit in here. Like, she doesn't like being in the bodega. It's gross.
Technically, there's dust doesn't exist in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Nope.
Yeah, it
That's
does on the
just
controller, though.
We could acquire gloves.
I think for the securing of Victor's remains, for the nailing down the the current destiny or not location, but the known whereabouts, I guess I'll say, or the lack of thereof for Monica. For the attempted diablerie, which I particularly enjoyed. For taking out the Russians you had to deal with, for the investigation in the empty house. I'm going to award the team 15 experience points.
Ooh, sheesh.
To spend with the understanding that this is, I mean, you can spend on whatever you want, but this is going to be basically the next year's worth of your activities. Like,
So
whatever you're doing as you spend these points, if that's increasing skills, if that's increasing, advantages, resources, whatever, then you need to kind of work on story-wise what you're doing to accumulate those things. So it's kind of the exact opposite of the typical level up in say Dungeons and Dragons, where it's like, hey, I'm 5th level, now I have these new powers. It's like, what are you doing over the course of the next 12 months that are accumulating those things for you?
You want us to do our homework and show our work?
I like
Yep.
that.
No!
That's fun. Also,
And-
sorry.
I was gonna say, and I'm sort of, because again, I'm sort of doing this by the seat of my pants here, but I like the idea, at least in theory, of sort of granting you those advantages or those new abilities in the course of the coming sessions. So, like, instead of saying like, oh, okay, next session, guess what? If you picked 4 new advantages, you have access to all of them today. No, it'll be like, you tell me what you want, and hey, at the end of this session where we played out what you did, now you have that, or now you have this new ability.
That'll be fun. I like that. Montage for experience.
Basically, yeah.
I really have to look at my character sheet. Nick, I need the book.
Right.
I have it open.
It's such a pretty book.
Right now, to the page.
Such a pretty book.
Page
Looking
151.
back over my notes that I wrote up about where I want to go the last time we got XP.
All right, I'm gonna disappear. I will send you all this stuff. Also, I'm going to do stuff behind parties' backs that I don't think they would like. I just don't
turn
want.
around.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I don't like what you do in front of me either.
That's fair. Actually, part of my as I get more successful as a drug lord, I want to like start dressing as a drug lord and like being more clean.
Maybe I'll like you more then.
Maybe you liked me when I got a haircut and a suit,
I could tolerate you when you
and then
got
I
a
wore the
haircut.
suit for 3 days straight, and you didn't like me anymore.
You wore it a second time and I was over. But my phone is about to die, so this is a good time to call it as well. And hopefully next week my computer will work. I have to figure out I just think I need to try resetting the router or whatever. I don't know. I'll fuck with it tomorrow more. But
Well,
thanks for a great
again-
session, Ben. This is fantastic.
Like I know these are shorter sessions, and I certainly don't put nearly as much time in prepping as I wish I could. But
It's
I
good.
like what we're doing here. I love the combination of characters we have, and
It's good.
like I mean, just yeah, this as much fun as I have in all our games. I think in certain ways, this set of 4 characters may be my favorite team.
I like this. I like her group a
It'll
lot.
be interesting to see what we accomplished.
It's a very interesting team up.
Right.
And
I'm
on a
excited about the homeless shelter if we do that though, because like I'm like, oh, I love that, and I was like, Blake will hate that. Oh God. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
such a great idea. And I
She's
was
like, I'm not
how
gonna
can
eat
we do
them.
that?"
No,
Sure.
gross.
Yeah. You guys are just get a hold of yourself. Like, what's wrong
What
with
is
you people?
fucking wrong with you?
I'm doing just fine.
Blake will show up for the benefit galas and
That's
help fundraise and never go near the shelter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Because like I was like overhearing it, and then I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And I was like, oh wait, no, this is terrible. I'm gonna hate this. But I love it. I think it's a great idea. Use the homeless for their information.
I'm very good at utilizing the homeless.
Not in that way.
Well,
I
in
mean, I
different
guess it that way.
as food, as information, as mules. All good. All that's important is we're gonna make money. Cause like, who's ever heard of a broke vampire? Imagine being a vampire and being a broke. That's gotta be so embarrassing.
You've had lifetimes and you still suck.
You're doing it wrong.
Let's just say
Vampires.
I'm fairly confident that vampires who don't have the patience to let just things like interest make them rich don't survive to be vampires.
Yeah, no one's ever heard of a homeless vampire. Well, sewer vampires, I guess.
They live in the sewers. That's not homeless.
Yeah, Blake will love that.
No, not Blake. He was pissed when she had to go to the bodega.
Blake, we've upgraded to sewer people now.
There's not enough favors in the world to fix that one, guys. You're on your own.
I don't think I spent my XP from last time. I just found my XP gauge on the back of my character sheet.
I don't think I spent mine yet. I think I thought about it. Maybe I spent some of it. I think I spent a couple of them. But I did finally update her character sheet last time.
Although I took, I think they're called Banes and Boons.
Yes.
I took Banes, but I never took any Boons. I don't know if I get free Boons for the Banes I took.
Yeah, you should have been able to pick certain ones at character creation to balance.
I'm still on the beginning character sheet. For
You
the-
haven't added anything to it?
No, I've just been playing off this.
Oh shit.
Hey,
There's a
what do we
lot
do?
missing. There's a lot missing.
There was a lot I didn't realize, and he's like, "You don't have that either." And I'm like, "No," and he's like, "Oh my god, there's a lot."
Well,
Okay.
I like this game because I don't need my stats all the time.
No.
And that's
Yeah.
what I was just going to say is that
It can be helpful
Like-
to like if you want to put now like you're missing a lot of dots, but that can all go into building your drug empire.
Mhm.
What were we saying, bud?
yeah, that's basically what I say. It's just that I generally do view that, like, you can play it very mechanically, but I do view this as the stats, the sheets are just there for those, like, hey, this is a cool thing. Let's see how chance plays into it.
Hmm.
And, figuring out, like, oh, okay, I'm good at this, but you can role play that without actually having to die. So I like the story first way that we're approaching this one.
This is a lot of fun. Thank you for
Yeah,
running
I
this.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks
did
for
we
letting
take-
us vamp a little bit longer after we ended it the first time.
Did we end it when I was putting Charles to bed?
Before we started talking about like the homework for the next time, and then we started vamping, and we kept going for like another hour.
Oh yeah, no, I was putting Charles. I didn't even hear the homework. I came back to that, I think, and I saw it. Yeah, I saw it on the chat. Okay, I was like, I didn't hear that part.
Well, that wasn't me trying to end it. That was just me trying to say, like, hey, here's some things I want you guys to do because it'll help
Yeah.
me structure the next several sessions.
But I'm glad we kept going because that was fun.
Anyway, everyone, I had a wonderful time. Thank you. And I will see you guys on Sunday.
See
you on Sunday.
Sunday.
And
Have a
you
good
should
night.
definitely check out the link to the comic thing I just sent. That, like, I got the collection at my local comic store. It was really good.
Okay,
I'm gonna check it out now.
for real. Have a good night.
All right.
Bye.